Okay, so in this video we're going to be doing our predictions for episode 15 of The Walking Dead Season 7 titled Something They Need. So as always, going to go over the promo and the 2 sneak peeks we got. We may get more. The thing in The Walking Dead is they end up releasing like a sneak peek, an extra sneak peek, like on a Saturday or something. It's so random. So they, like last week, we got I think there was another 2 or another, another.
Like, there was 4 sneak peeks.
Yeah, we got another sneak peek. We got another 2 sneak peeks or so after we'd done the prediction video. But I guess that's not a big deal. I think they'll just stick to the 2 here.
Oh, there's 2. The second, I don't know why they did this. The second one's basically just an extended version of the first one.
They show only one portion of the episode, and I'm not sure why that is. Like, are they keeping something very secretive?
I think they are.
We do see in the promo, which we'll go into in a minute, Oceanside fucking exploding. So what the hell goes on there?
Or something explodes in Oceanside. We'll go over what we think happens there in a sec. But the sneak peek is Gregory and Maggie. Basically, it's looking like Gregory's trying to plan to kill Maggie. Like, he's got a knife in his hand and he's thinking, she's a threat, she's going to try and take the hilltop away from me, people are looking up to her and not me, so if I take her out, no one will know we're outside the walls. He's an evil bastard, but that's not going to go. Well. He's a weasel. I mean, he don't have the guts to do that.
He doesn't even have the guts to kill a walker, let alone a human. But what I think this is, it's not him going to try and stab Maggie, and Maggie's going to beat him up or anything. I think this is just a scare. It's one of those typical Walking Dead scares where, like, they'll show the knife, the music, the soundtrack will basically go up and up and up, and then it will just stop. Like Jesus will come along, or just something like that. It'll be one of those moments. But
I think that would all build up and up and up and up. It kind of reminds me of Carl and Ron, especially in season 6A, the first part of season 6.
Yeah.
Where Ron, it was just building up, his hatred for Carl was building up and up and up, and then eventually something happened. I think it's going to happen here, obviously, with Gregory and Maggie. He just feels threatened. He sees that the hilltop just look up to, again, I'm looking up to Maggie. Jesus already knows that Maggie is going to eventually be the future of the hilltop, and Gregory's not having any of it, but he's a weasel, and I just hate the guy. I think he's an absolute dick.
He even asks Maggie, where are your friends? Like, it's just, he makes it so obvious, not to her, or maybe to her, but to us especially, we know exactly why he's asking, where are your friends? Because he wants to...
he's looking around as well.
Yeah, he's looking around, and he's just standing there like a weasel, like the weasel he is. But nothing's going to happen. It's going to be one of those moments where it builds tension, but what it's basically hinting at is not going to happen.
No.
Something I want to mention here, actually, is that this scene, it shows where Daryl's driving a bike, and you have the group in the RV. This looks a lot like the episode Bloodletting, where they're on their way to Herschel's farm. You have Daryl riding the bike and you have the group in the RV. Just some parallel there. I don't think it's anything intentional, but it just reminded me of it a lot.
I think it's very cool. I mean, in the RV you have Michonne driving, you have Rick, he's got a map. Tara's obviously told Rick where Oceanside is, so they're obviously on their way there. It's good to see that Daryl's on his bike again and stuff, and it's also good to see that, you know, there's a lot more of the group going out and doing this. It's not just Rick and Michonne and Daryl. It's like a lot of people. I think even your favourite Tobin's going.
Yeah, the lethal badass Tobin's coming, so you know for a fact they're getting those fucking guns. Tobin will make sure of that. But the silent assassin Tobin's there. We got Aaron. I'm not sure if we saw anyone else. I think is Eric there? I think Eric's there as well. So Eric's actually going to fucking do something for once instead of just staying back and complaining. But it's good that they're getting more of the group out. Like Eric, for example, it's good they're actually doing something with him instead of him, because all we've done is we've seen him slay a few walkers during No Way Out, but that's literally about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he stays at home and cooks for Aaron while Aaron goes out on the runs, but it's good to see they're both out
House
now.
husband.
Yeah, exactly. Guess you could call him that. But yeah, I mean, that beginning scene there, I just love it. Like, as soon as the promo starts off and they're just driving down the road, like, that already excites me, just that one little thing there. So yeah, let's get on to the rest of this.
So they've actually taken a lot of the group out. They got Carl, Enid, Father Gabriel, like we said, Tobin, Aaron, Eric. They got tons of the group. They got Daryl there as well. So they're going on this big run there. Tara's obviously told them that if we go there after what I encountered with them, they will shoot us. They will kill us on sight. They will try and kill us on sight. So they've got to come with some sort of plan, which is what we'll go into about the Oceanside. Something in Oceanside blowing up. We think it may be some sort of plan.
So we see Tara. She's like in front. You see the group behind her. I think there's some sort of plan here, and the description for this episode, actually, I've got it here. It's a group of Alexandrians embarks on a journey. One member of the group makes a heartbreaking decision, and I think that is Tara. I think that promise she made and stuff, and she's really innocent too, Tara. I think she'll have to break that. They're gonna steal the guns, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. That sounds like a bit of an over-exaggeration for just breaking a promise, like a heartbreaking decision, the way they word it. I'm not sure if it is that, but as of right now, I can't really pinpoint what that is, what this heartbreaking decision is.
I mean, everyone's thinking, oh, they're going to go to Oceanside and say, join us, but I just have a feeling they're there to take the artillery. Like all them guns we saw back when Tara was at Oceanside, they have a shitload, a whole shed full, and I think that explosion is something that Michonne's there in the tree, she shoots something like a barrel, it explodes, distracts Oceanside, then Tara may go in and steal the guns, or some part of the group may go in and steal the guns, because we also see them on a boat. And Michonne's there, so I think they're going across the other side of this like ocean, river, and then getting some sort of spot and having this big plan. But I just have a feeling that heartbreaking decision something to do with Tara. It has to be. I don't see what else it could be, really. We also hear Michonne say, what time would it be on the clock? And then Rick says when she gets there. So I'm guessing that's the part of the plan. Maybe Tara goes there.
Yeah, I think maybe some part of the group, because in the boat, right, you don't see Daryl, for example, you don't see Carl, you don't see Enid. I think a section of the group has took the highway we saw that, not the highway, the bridge that Tara and Heath were on, whilst a few of the other group take a boat. And then they're at different positions then, aren't they? So I think that makes sense. That's sort of their plan. They're going to make something explode so they can either go in and just steal the guns, or maybe while they're trying to steal the guns, like Tara, for example, because she knows where it is, maybe while she's trying to steal the gun, she bumps into Cindy or something, and then there's some sort of negotiation that makes Oceanside join them.
And the reason why I think that is heartbreaking is because Tara knows what's happened to this group.
Those, yeah, they've been through so much already.
Exactly, they said that their little brothers and like their husbands and stuff had been killed by the Saviours. So it is heartbreaking considering what's happened to them. Then you're going there and stealing their stuff. And Tara may think we're no different from the Saviours.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
But I think overall something's going to go down and Oceanside will join them. That's definitely going to happen, I reckon. Like I said, we ain't got all the answers for these promo sneak peeks. I mean, we just turn the camera on and just say what we think. We discuss it. There's no, we think this definitely going to happen. Anything could happen in this episode. We may be completely wrong. But I think that's the fun thing. And that's why we love seeing your comments. Tell us what you think's going to happen down below, but no spoilers, because I know there is spoilers leaked, so we've got to be very careful and get someone who doesn't really care about spoilers to read our comments for us and then tell us before we read them. That's usually how it goes during the end of the season, just due to how many spoilers are out, you know.
But yeah, we don't think the explosion is the Sanctuary or the Saviours or anything like that. It's not the Saviours. They're not going to jump into that already, because that would cause a much bigger shitstorm, and it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It's definitely Rick and the group up to something. I think they're causing some sort of distraction, some sort of scare, so they can go in, take the weapons and go. Whether it'll be that simple or not, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll bump into like Cindy or something and something will go down. We don't know, but I think that is definitely a plan to try and get them out of the way so they can steal all those guns. I mean, they have a shit ton. And
also that explosion's going to attract all sorts, walkers and stuff, and it's a bit harsh, man. So I can see where the heartbreaking...
they're fucking them over a lot.
I can see where that heartbreaking thing comes from. I mean, Tara's going to feel so bad for that. So you also see Carl and Enid. I think that's just once again what part of the plan. Maybe they disagree a bit, because remember now, Carl's been at the Sanctuary, so he's kind of seen firsthand how everything goes on with Negan and stuff.
How it operates, yeah.
Exactly, and all that stuff that happened with Spencer and Olivia. Maybe we've not really heard from Carl since then, have we? I mean, we've not really heard anything from him. So it's good to see Carl and Enid, see more of them. We also see Negan. Not too much, and I think they're saving it for this. I think he's super pissed, and he's on his way to confront Sasha. There's comic stuff going to happen. There's a guy in this episode called David. He's the one who was harassing Enid. Not about the vegetables, not veggies. Not about that. It was the guy who was back at Alexandria who was picking on her.
Trying to basically, he dropped her balloons on the floor and said pick them up and beg and all that. He makes an appearance in this episode, so something comic related. Those comic fans know what we talk about. That's happening this episode, it seems.
So much stuff's coming up.
So much stuff.
But they don't show a lot of Negan in this promo. I think it's because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff involving him in this episode.
There is.
Big stuff. Scott Gimple did say the last 3 episodes were on comicbook.com. He did say that these last 3 episodes, and going into season 8, it's basically going to be non-stop. So I'm really excited.
They're putting the foot down, yeah. But yeah, he's looking down, and there's we know he's looking at Sasha because, well, that's the whole deal with the Savers at the minute, and we also have a promotional picture of Sasha sitting down in the cell. So we know he's looking down at her. I'm pretty sure, and I'm not sure if I can find it, then I'll put it here, but there's a promotional picture somewhere that I've seen. It's Eugene, and he's looking around, and he's outside the cell door. And I did say this might happen. He might have a conversation with Sasha, and I do want this to happen because I don't want for a fact Sasha's not getting out of there alive. That is not going to happen. It can't happen. There's no way she can get out alive, because if it does, they just going to go on a hunt for her, and they know that she's going to be at Alexandria or the hilltop.
But now you've brought that up. Now I'm getting excited thinking about this, because now you have Dwight in there and Eugene. And I just hope there's some sort of big plan you hear about that in this episode.
But yeah, like I said, there's a promotional picture somewhere of Eugene outside the cell door, and it looks like we're going to get a conversation between him and Sasha, which is going to be really good because I don't want Sasha to die knowing that Eugene is some sort of traitor, like thinking that Eugene's some sort of traitor. Maybe he'll tell her about the plan and he'll say, just bear with me, me and Dwight have something. And that's how Sasha will be informed before she dies. Like, she will know, because it'll bug me throughout the rest of the series, knowing that Sasha died, not knowing that the group was safe and all that. Like, it will just bug me, basically.
Also, the interesting thing here is, remember the last time Eugene and Abraham spoke, and then Abraham died? Like, they shared a hug and stuff, and I've definitely seen them bring up Abraham in this scene. We've not really had a scene between Eugene and Sasha. I remember them in the train car back in season 5 talking about, Sasha calling him out saying, something about a cure. That's the only time I can really think of them actually interacting.
Yeah.
So for them to interact over Abraham, maybe in this episode, that's going to be so cool. I really can't wait for that. And like Morgan said, I think they're going to, because Sasha's story's going to come to an end, they're going to tie all those loose ends and she's going to die. I think she's definitely a goner by the end of the season, sadly.
But that's about it for our predictions, really. I think we went over everything in the promo, everything that was necessary.
There was also stuff with Gregory and Maggie. There's like new stuff that weren't a part of the sneak peek, but it's just Gregory being a weasel once again. We see that a lot.
He's just basically trying to plot.
He is. He just feels threatened, and he doesn't want anyone to take over. Just like his conversation with Simon, saying that someone else might take over. He's such an arsehole. But it's not going to happen. He ain't got the guts to do anything.
So that's about it for our predictions. Tell us your thoughts down below.
Yep.
What your predictions are, whether you agree, disagree, and give us reasons why, of course.
Yep.
And also the Q&A, which will remind you about at the end of every video. If you have any questions, just drop them down below. If it happens to be anything, just put Q&A at the front so we know it can be put in our Q&A video and you'll be featured in there. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave it a like, share it around, and as always, cheers for watching.